Welcome back to the Coach Plattner Show. The Cobras are currently 4-8 on the season after last night's closely contested game versus the Trojans. Things did not go easy for the Cobras as they travel to Horton tonight, host Riverside on Wednesday, and host Pleasant Ridge on Friday. Coach, thanks for being here.
Thanks for interviewing, Blaine.
Yeah. What a game last night. Where we were on the short end of it, but we showed a lot of improvement and heart against a very good Troy team. What are your thoughts on last night's game?
Yeah, I think the first thing you mentioned comes to mind there, and it's something we talked about as a team after the game, is I thought we showed a lot of heart. We have various circumstances going on with the team, whether that's sickness, injury, whatever it may be. But the guys that we rolled out there last night, whether that be the starters, the first off the bench, or the 9th, 10th, 11th guy on the bench, showed a lot of heart, showed a lot of passion. I thought it was a game we competed our hardest all season, and that's really important because Troy's a very, very talented team, as you mentioned. They're second in the league currently, and to have the ability to go down to the last few possessions of the game and have an opportunity to potentially win it was very important for us. And hopefully if we're in that position again, we can learn from that experience and hopefully come out on top.
And speaking of sickness, we've dealt with some injuries and sickness, particularly these last few weeks. It has opened the door from some other kids to get some playing time. How are those kids progressing?
Yeah, I've been really, really happy with where we're going as far as our guys up and down the bench. Practices have been very competitive, whether that be some of our older guys who have been in the program or some new guys to the program coming up from the younger ranks. But I think that competition is drove competitiveness as far as spots are concerned, and our players are really focused on their job and what their goal is when they're on the floor, and everybody's collectively fighting for opportunities, fighting for minutes, and trying to make the most of their successes. And we're seeing some guys come up and fill some roles, whether that be to hit shots or rebound and provide some toughness on the inside, or even just provide some energy on defense, get out in transition and provide some opportunities in shooting as well. So really happy with where that's taken us, and hopefully we can continue to build on that as this last month progresses.
All right. Tonight we take on Horton. We defeated them while fully healthy earlier in the year. They're fresh off of a monster win versus Valley Falls. What can we expect from the Chargers tonight?
Definitely seems like they figured some things out. They scored 78 points last night versus a very good Valley Falls team. So they had a couple losses here in the last week or two where I'm sure they broke into the film, broke into practice, and kind of addressed some areas of concern for them. And it looks like based on their performance last night, they were able to address those and adjust those in a big way. So we definitely know it's going to be a quality opponent, and they're going to be motivated to bounce back and try to get one back against us because, as you mentioned, we got the first one on them. So we're going to have to be really in tune with the game plan, make sure that we come out with the same energy that we mentioned that we played with last night. And that's the big challenge with our guys with 4 games in 5 days this week is can we continue to provide the same energy, the same effort that we did last night and carry that through the force of the week.
Friday is Queen of Courts versus Pleasant Ridge. What is the key victory against an athletic Rams team?
Yeah, certainly athletic, like you said, and very experienced. They start 4 seniors and 1 junior to surround them with, and most of those players have been, in varsity roles since their sophomore seasons. So they've had to go through some ups and downs themselves, and they're certainly going to be competitive and long and athletic. So really, just the keys to the game last night versus Troy are going to be the keys throughout the week, and even Friday versus P Ridge is, can we take care of the basketball, limit our turnovers, get open shots up on the rim through our ball movement, and then in our intensity on defense, can we rotate quick? Can we be in the right spots? Can we challenge shots and affect the shots? And then most importantly, can we clear the defensive glass and limit the opponent to one opportunity and get out and push the pace on offense?
All right. It almost feels like an AAU schedule with games every night and very little time to prepare. What are you and your staff doing to make sure our kids are fresh and engaged in the game plans?
Yeah, that's certainly a good question. Like you mentioned with the AAU reference, it certainly seems like there's a lot of games coming in a short period of time. Really, you got to trust your preparation. You don't get a lot of time to prepare in the week as far as having game after game after game with one practice in between. So everything that's led you to this point, whether that be your Christmas break practices, your January downtime, your midseason tournament, trust your preparation, trust your guys to know the game plan and execute the game plan that you put in prior to that. And many of these teams were catching the second time around, so we have a decent idea of what they offer as far as their skill sets, what players make them go. So trusting your guys to to be knowledgeable basketball players, to not only play hard and execute, but to know the strengths and weaknesses of the opponent, as well as your coaching staff to put out a game plan knowing the strengths and weaknesses, and just to roll out with confidence and execute. And I think, outside of that, if we can continue to show the effort and passion and really the overall fighting ability that we showed on Monday, that's going to put us in a good position to be successful this week.
Speaking of your coaching staff, you're in your second full year with this coaching staff. How important is continuity in a coaching staff for your future success?
Honestly, it's everything. You look around the great programs in the state, you look around the programs that have had success, and most of that success is built on continuity. People being in positions that are sustainable, people being in positions long term that kind of set the foundation and build themselves within the community so that, things can be built over time, and those things can be sustained over time. And then I think this would be a good opportunity to shout out some of my assistant coaches, one being Coach Althauser, who it's second year with the program, as you mentioned, and he's really rooted himself in the community very well. Very knowledgeable basketball guy who's passionate about the game of basketball, is always coming to me with ideas of, what we can improve the team offensively or defensively, and keeping me on my toes and challenging me to be the best coach I can be. And as well as Coach Childs, who's a Rule 10 coach, but is able to communicate and build relationships with the kids that maybe us coaches can, as far as the good cop, bad cop type policy. And he's really able to reach and get into the minds of the players and help them understand what maybe we're trying to communicate that's not landing with some of the players. He's able to land it with them. So, I hope for as long as I'm able to be fortunate and coach Jackson Heights basketball, I hope I can bring these coaches along with me, because, I think if we can continue to build the foundations the right way and stay towards the path that we know will be successful, that we can reach some great heights and hopefully, bring and continue the tradition of Jackson Heights basketball that's led to so much success in the past.
All right, we're getting a little off topic here. Just going to some college ball. The Jayhawks come to Manhattan on Saturday. Will you be attending?
Unfortunately, I will not be attending. I've attended many K-State KU games in the past. I think for the most part, I'm just going to sit back on the couch and try to decompress after a long week and just take in basketball as a relaxing experience. So
the Cats will win if
K-State will win, being a K-State fan, if Doug McDaniel can control the pace of the game, control the tempo of the game, and overall they can continue to buy in like they have the last few weeks to their defensive principles, limit KU to one shot, and ultimately, like I said, I think the key linchpin in this battle is going to be their point guard, Doug McDaniel.
All right. Coach, thank you for joining us on the Jackson Heights Cobra Cast. Good luck to the rest of the week.
Thanks, Blaine.